Hi everyone, it's Marianne and welcome to My Wasteless Life. In this video, I'll be sharing with you my entire Pothos collection. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, this is My Wasteless Life, where I take you along my plant journey and share with you some of my beginner's tips and tricks on houseplants and sustainable lifestyle. So I'm very excited for today's video. I get to share with you my entire Pothos collection. And if you haven't met me yet, I am an avid collector of Pothos. I started collecting Pothos last year, almost at the beginning of my plant journey. And to be quite honest, I was adverse to Pothos at the beginning because I think they were basic. But once I discovered there's so many different varieties of Pothos, I started really getting into them, and next thing I know, I have an entire collection. Last summer, I did my very first Pothos collection video, so if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. I'll link it up here and also down in the description so you can see how much my collection has grown since then. And right now, I have about 15 to 18 different varieties and forms of Pothos in my collection, and I do have duplicates for some of them, so all in all I probably have around 25 Pothos in my collection. And as part of this video, I'll also be talking about Dr. Tongs. Dr. Tongs is a sustainable company that's been around for nearly 20 years, and they are known for creating natural, leading edge oral healthcare products, and they sent me some products to review as well as products to be part of my end of summer giveaway. So I'll be sharing more details with you later on in this video, but right now let's get started on my Pothos collection. First plant that I'm showing you is the golden pothos. Fun fact, the golden pothos is the only pothos that I've ever killed. It was at the beginning of my plant journey. So my sister brought home her golden pothos in her office that was trailing about 2 or 3 feet long, a little bit longer than this one now, and I killed it within a month due to overwatering. And I think I was only able to save a few nodes from it, which I put right here, and right now it's starting to grow back. And this one that's been trailing, I got it as a 3-leaf cutting from a plant swap, and now it is starting to trail, which is amazing. And the golden pothos is probably the one that I have the most duplicates of. I also have this large one. This one actually just started from 2 4-inch pots that I repotted in this terracotta pot, which is about 8-inch. This one has been actually trailing a bit long, but we keep making cuttings from it. That's why it's still short. So if you want to start with pothos, definitely start with the golden pothos, even though I killed my first one. Another golden pothos I have, maybe a Hawaiian golden pothos, is this one that I am currently growing in Lekka. So when I got this, I was pretty sure it was a Hawaiian golden pothos because of the variegation on its leaf. But when I transferred this to Lekka, the 2 leaves that really show the Hawaiian golden pothos variegation are the ones that died out. So right now it's just looking like a regular golden pothos. The newer leaves is showing a little bit more of that Hawaiian golden variegation in maybe this leaf or maybe this one. So this is my maybe Hawaiian golden pothos, maybe not. And I have another golden pothos that I'm training to go up a pole because it has very large leaves when I got it, and I wanted to keep having very large leaves, and hopefully, maybe, who knows, I will get some fenestrated pothos leaves in the future. So that is kind of my goal with that golden pothos that I have on a moss pole. Aside from the golden pothos, the Manjula pothos is probably the one that I have the most duplicate of. And this Manjula pothos is my most recent buy. I bought it, I think, sometime in the late spring, early summer. And the reason that I bought it is just I couldn't pass it up. It was so huge, and it was only for $17. And this one has actually been trailing a lot and it's been growing a lot of leaves. And I have made so many propagations of this already, but as you can see, it's still very much full. But what I do notice about this Manjula pothos is that the white variegation is mostly on top, and as the vines grow, it kind of loses the white variegation. So I have moved this outside because I noticed with my original Manjula pothos, which I'm going to show you right now. So with my original Manjula pothos, I have this growing outside now. But if you've seen my previous pothos videos, this wasn't this variegated before. Some people actually tell me you don't have a Manjula pothos, you have a Marble Queen pothos because it doesn't have that white variegation. But as you can see, especially in the newer leaves, the white variegation is more prominent. And this one I had growing outside the entire summer. So I think being outside really helps it bring out its white variegation and allows it to grow bigger leaves. So I'm really happy about that. But because this wasn't so variegated in the beginning, that's the reason why I ended up with multiples of Manjula pothos. So this is another one that I bought I got this for about $3 to $4 at Lowe's, but it's actually two plants that I potted up in this pot. And this one was supposed to be more variegated than this one, but as you can see side by side, they're equally variegated, and I might say that this one, my original one, is more variegated than this one now. And next one is my Glacier Pothos. I got this from Trader Joe's. At first I thought it was Enjoy Pothos, but as I did more research and learned a little bit more about the different forms and varieties of pothos, this one is actually a Glacier Pothos. And this one did suffer from root rot, so I tried propagating it water and then transferred it into leca, and it seems pretty happy being in leca, so I think I'm gonna keep it in leca. The next one that's very similar to the Glacier Pothos is the Pearls and Jade Pothos. I actually have two of them, but when I got it, it was just one plant. I separated it into two plants because it was so compact in that one pot. But look at it now. And what I love about the Pearls and Jade Pothos is they thrive so well in low light but still maintain its variegation. Because this one has been in my sister's room and she doesn't get a lot of light in her room compared to my bedroom. But look at it. It has maintained its variegation and it's also trailing. It actually has trailed a lot longer, but I've also just recently pruned this. So if you want a pothos that can maintain its variegation but be in low light, go get the Pearls and Jade Pothos. Next one is my Neon Pothos. This one I really love. I got this exactly a year ago in New York City. This is two plants in one, and I normally have it hanging up here. And this Neon Pothos really pops against that wall color, so I really love it. And I'm also just letting this trail. I haven't made a lot of propagations of this one, though I did trim it off to just even out the vines at the bottom. And what I love about this Neon Pothos is that it also has some variegated leaves. So I really hope that I get to see more variegated leaves on this Neon Pothos, but if not, that's okay. And next one is my Marble Queen Pothos. The Marble Queen Pothos is actually the one that got me started into collecting pothos. It's the very first pothos that I got. But because I was such a plant noob then, the Marble Queen Pothos did suffer root rot after a month in my care. But unlike the Golden Pothos, luckily it didn't die. I was able to save it. Sometime during the summer, I found another Marble Queen Pothos at the clearance section at Lowe's for I think about $2 or $3. It was looking pretty sad, so I rescued the plant. So it's kind of like full circle. My very first Marble Queen Pothos, I almost killed. The second one I rescued, and both of those Marble Queens are now in this pot together. And the next one is my Snow Queen Pothos. This one I think I got for $1. I'm not sure why, but when I paid for it at the register, it only came up to $1. And the Snow Queen looks very much like the Marble Queen, but the variegation is a bit more consistent with white leaves and green splashes on them. And the next one is my Cebu Blue Pothos. Unlike the other pothos that I've just shown you, they're all Epipremnum arums. This one is a Epipremnum pinnatum, and this one is very sentimental to me because this originated in the Philippines. And this one is actually a bit smaller than what I had from last year. Last year I had this really trailing really long, but I propagated so much from it, and I was hoping this would grow back to the same length it did over the summer, but it didn't quite get there. It was trailing a little bit, but I cut it off to make some propagations already. But it's looking healthy, and that's all I can ask for, because among all my pothos, I think the Cebu Blue Pothos is the most finicky one. If I don't water it on time, it would produce yellowing leaves right away. So I try to be on top of my watering when it comes to the Cebu Blue Pothos. I do have a smaller Cebu Blue Pothos that I propagated off this plant, and it's this one right here. It started off as a very small propagation, and now it looks so full. And normally when I propagate with the intention to sell, but this one I'm definitely going to keep because I like the way it looks on that wire grid. And the last one among my Epipremnums is this Reverted Manjula Pothos. This one came from my OG Manjula Pothos. It was just a vine that is entirely green, but it does maintain the shape of the Manjula Pothos as well as its variegation. It's just that it's all green. And as far as I know, there's no technical or official name for this one yet, just Reverted Manjula Pothos. So until I find out its official name, I'm naming it after me. I'm calling it the Marianne Pothos. And some might say, oh, that's actually the Emerald Pothos. But the Emerald Pothos looks like a Reverted Enjoy Pothos. and this one is a reverted Manjula Pothos. So right now this is the Marianne Pothos until I find out otherwise. So I hope you're enjoying seeing the different pothos in my collection. So let me know down in the comments what's your favorite pothos so far. And while you do that, I want to take a little bit of time to talk about Dr. Tongs. Dr. Tongs is a company that integrates traditional knowledge and modern technology to create cutting-edge, highly effective oral healthcare products. And when they reached out to me for a collaboration, what really attracted me to this company is their sustainability practices, not just in the production and sourcing of their products, but also how they conduct their business. They strive to develop high-quality products with the smallest environmental footprint as possible. They do not use child labor, they don't test on animals, and they're committed to recyclable, reusable, and biodegradable materials. And if their product doesn't get recycled and it ends up in the landfill, they add AccuPure in their product to speed up the biodegradability of their products. They also use sustainably sourced Nordic birch, and they also design their products with refills and replacement parts. On top of all of that, they contribute at least 2% of their profit to nonprofit organizations that are closely aligned with ocean, land, wildlife conservation, as well as sustainability, reforestation, and the development of consciousness. They sent me 3 products to test out and give my honest review on, and I chose these 3 products, the Ionic toothbrush, the Rejuve for gums, and the activated charcoal floss, because I think this makes for a simple 3-step oral healthcare system, and I'm going to share with you my honest review on all 3 products. So the first one is the Ionic toothbrush, and according to Dr. Tongs, unlike regular or powered brushes which simply use friction to try to remove plaque from the teeth, Dr. Tongs' silent Ionic brush makes teeth repel plaque like turning off a magnet. Plaque gets released even from hard-to-reach areas. It is clinically proven to be far more effective in removing plaque than manual or powered toothbrushes, and users report cleaner, whiter teeth and little to no plaque when visiting their dentist. Silent, no EMFs, no charging required, replaceable brush heads, and great for on-the-go, works with or without toothpaste. So I've been using the Ionic toothbrush for about a week now. I've been using it at least twice a day, and I've used it with or without toothpaste. Based on my experience, I kind of had to relearn not to brush my teeth really hard in order to get my teeth clean, because that's what I used to do, and that's why I always have bleeding when I brush my teeth. Because of the Ionic toothbrush technology, I don't have to brush my teeth so hard, and it still cleans my teeth really well. As far as whitening, I haven't really seen any difference on my teeth. I have naturally yellow teeth, and I've only been using it for a week, so I haven't really seen much difference. But when it comes to plaque removal, I do have some plaque buildup at the bottom of my teeth right in front here, and I have noticed some difference, and I've seen less plaque buildup in front of my teeth, which is awesome. And the next product that I tried out is the Rejuve for gums, and according to Dr. Tongs, Rejuve for gums is one of the most powerful, nourishing formulas for gums anywhere. A time-tested Ayurvedic remedy of 24 herbs and wild harvested plants prepared in organic sesame oil, this soothing formula is used for swollen, bleeding, and receding gums, as well as canker sores. It conditions gums and leaves the mouth fresh and revitalized. It's free of preservatives, paraben, alcohol, or sugar, and it features the easy squeeze dispensing tip. The top ingredient on Rejuve gums is sesame oil. So unlike the mouthwash that we are commonly used to that is more alcohol based, this one has an oil-like consistency. So the feeling of oil squishing around my teeth and mouth was something that I wasn't used to, so I really had to adjust to that. But after a couple uses of the Rejuve for gums, I have gotten used to the consistency. It doesn't bother me anymore. It's made with a lot of herbs and wild harvested plants, so it has that herbal taste to it. It's not very overpowering, but something you will definitely taste if you use it. I managed to not taste it as much by just keeping the product as close to my teeth as possible, so I don't get to taste it as much until I spit it out. But the taste is not something that would deter me to use the product. I have used quite a bit of the product actually already, and I have noticed that my gums don't bleed as much anymore when I brush my teeth. So I think the Rejuve for gums in combination with using the Ionic toothbrush, it really had stopped the bleeding of my gums, which I'm very thankful for, because my gums have always bled every time I brush my teeth. Finally, the third product, the activated charcoal floss. The first thing that attracted me to this activated charcoal floss is definitely the eco-friendly packaging. Most dental floss in the market right now contain a lot of plastic that is non-recyclable. So I like that this one has an eco-friendly packaging, and this product also has design awards and it's their most requested product. It is in a form of a more traditional dental floss where you have to pull a long thread and use it to clean your teeth, and the thread itself is very sturdy. It won't break as you clean your teeth. Because it contains lemongrass oil, it does have that minty herbal flavor, but like the Rejuver gums, the taste is not overpowering, and the thread is also coated with charcoal, and that comes off as I floss my teeth, but I don't taste the charcoal and it doesn't stain my teeth. The only thing is the thread is a little bit thick, so sometimes it can't go through in between gaps of my teeth. They do have another product on their website called Period Sticks, which I think is the more sustainable option to plastic dental flosses, and they do offer a thin and extra thin for those tighter gaps. If you're more used flossing with those dental plastic flossers, then I would choose the Period Sticks instead of the activated charcoal vegan floss. But overall, I do have positive experience with the products that I tried, but keep in mind I only have tried them for 1 week. But if you want to try these products out for yourself, you can use my code WASTELESS15 for 15% off your order on their website. And as a full disclosure, it is an affiliate code, so if you buy anything off their website using my code WASTELESS15, the company would give me some commission. So I have the link to the Dr. Tongs website down in the description, as well as the direct product links to the products that I just reviewed, as well as the affiliate code WASTELESS15. And at the end of this video, I will share with you the details on how to enter my end of summer giveaway, where you can win these products from Dr. Tongs. But right now, let's continue on with my Pothos collection. So now let's go over my Syndapsus and Philodendron Pothos. This one is the Syndaptus pictus argyrius, and among my Syndapsuses, this is the one that I have multiples of. This is the newest one that I bought. It actually started out really small. I got it for $3 at the grocery store, but look at it now. It has grown so big. Among all the Syndapsuses, I find that Pictus argyrius is the fastest grower. My original Syndapsus pictus was in a 6-inch pot, but for some reason at the beginning of the growing season, I don't know what was happening to it. It was experiencing a lot of yellowing leaves. It was dropping leaves left and right, but it wasn't experiencing any root rot. It might have been the pH of the soil, but I really don't know. I'm going to figure out what's wrong with it until it looked really sad. So I got another 6-inch Syndapsus pictus argyrius, which is currently hanging on my window right now. And my original Syndapsus pictus, I left it outside in hopes that it would bounce back, but right now it's actually looking pretty good. It is growing back new leaves, but the leaves that are coming out are less variegated, less silver are coming out, which I don't mind. I really hope it would produce a reverted Syndapsus pictus, because I want to get a jade satin Syndapsus, which is very hard to get, and a reverted Syndapsus pictus would be the closest one to that. So I really hope that Syndapsus pictus would also produce a reverted one as well, because that would be amazing. And I have this Syndapsus pictus argyrius that is growing in Leica, which is a propagation of that original Syndapsus pictus. And it's doing in Leica. It's still producing yellowing leaves, not as well as the Glacier Pothos, but it's hanging in there. And this is my Syndapsus pictus Silvery Ann, which looks a lot like the Syndapsus pictus argyrius. The main difference is that the pattern is less consistent and it has more silver. And if you look at the newest leaf over here, see how that glitters. This is what I love about the Syndapsus. They have built-in glitter in them, which is amazing. One of the vines of this one rotted off, so I'm currently propagating that using the cloche method. Syndapsus pictus is known to be slow propagators, but I find that by using the cloche method, the propagation process actually speeds up and I don't lose any leaf. So if you're looking to propagate your Syndapsus, I definitely recommend the cloche method. And the piece de resistance, I think that's how you say it, as my Syndapsus pictus exotica when it comes to my Syndapsuses. And to be quite honest, I didn't like the Syndapsus pictus exotica for the longest time. I thought the variegation looked weird. It has too much silver in it. And I like my plants mostly green. Even when they're variegated, I like it to be mostly green. And this one is mostly silver. And it looked very odd to me at first. But when I finally saw it in person, it looks very beautiful. So this plant looks better in person than it is in pictures. But even here, as you can see how gorgeous it is. But because I have this vining down, the leaves down here are not as big and Synaptospectus exotica are known for its large leaves. When I got this, this was in an 8-inch pot. I separated it into 3 different plants. So it's this one I already sold, and the other one I have growing in a moss bowl, which is this one. And what I love about this one is because I have it growing up a pole, the leaves that come out are still very large. This one, it continues to produce large leaf. So this one on top, not so much because I forgot to support it right away, but I do have another vine that's about to come up that I hope would fill in the gap at the back as well as the gap over here because I had to take out a leaf that was damaged. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I can't wait for it to like grow really tall. It's not as fast as grower as my golden pothos, which I kind of appreciate, so I don't have to change up the pole so quickly, but I'm really excited for it to fill up the entire pole. I think it would look very pretty when it does. And lastly, my vining philodendrons, my philodendron pothos. And I have to be honest, I have started to fall out of love with philodendrons. I mean, I'm not into philodendrons as much anyways. I don't have any other philodendrons in my collection aside from my vining philodendrons. I do have the Tomatophyllum bifidum, which used to be classified as a philodendron but now isn't, but that's pretty much it. But as far as philodendrons that are considered pothos, I currently have 3 of them. The first one is the Heartfully philodendron, which is this one over here. So this one has been vining really long as well, but I've noticed that the leaves are coming out smaller, so I have repotted it into a larger pot because it was getting root bound in its tiny pot that it had originally. I also started putting it outside in hopes that it would grow bigger leaves, but I'm thinking of rehoming this Heartfully philodendron, so I think this one is definitely gonna get rehomed. So next one is my Philodendron Brazil. It's not looking quite as good as it was during early this year. I did start putting it outside and kind of like neglected it, but to be honest, I'm not really into this one either. I would still keep a small propagation of it, but I don't need this much Philodendron Brazils. I'm probably gonna separate this plant as well into smaller plants and rehome them too. There is a philodendron that I'm definitely keeping, which is the Philodendron Mikan. I recently got this in Chicago. I did a plant shop tour and haul. If you missed that, I will link it somewhere up here and also down in the description. The Philodendron Mikan is not hard to find, but it has ridiculous prices online. So when I saw this at Plant Shop Chicago and they were only selling it for $10, I immediately grabbed one. And granted, it was pretty much just a cutting, but it was a really good cutting. And it grows really fast. I actually made a cutting of this already and start to propagate that. So this Philodendron Mikan, I'm definitely going to keep. So that was my entire Pothos collection. I hope you enjoyed that. But before I wrap up this video, I want to share with you the details of my end of summer giveaway, where you can win the 3 products from Dr. Tongs and this plant that contains cuttings from my Pothos collection. I think I have every cutting from my Pothos collection in this one. So to enter the giveaway, it's very easy. First, be subscribed to my channel. Second, like this video. Third, follow me on Instagram and follow Dr. Tongs on Instagram. I'll have those links down in the description. And lastly, comment down below what is your favorite Pothos or what is your wishlist Pothos and what is your Instagram handle. And for additional entries, share this video onto your Instagram stories or share Dr. Tongs' Instagram post into your Instagram stories. Make sure you tag me and Dr. Tongs so we can see it. I will have all the details on how to enter in the description as well. Unfortunately, this giveaway can only be limited to my US subscribers. I know this channel has a growing international audience and I really appreciate every single one of you. I hope to have an international giveaway by the end of this year, but for now, I'm sorry that this one is just limited to my US subscribers. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I hope you subscribe. I come up with houseplants and sustainable lifestyle videos every week. And if you haven't yet, go check out these videos up here until my next one. But until then, I see you. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself and each other and have a plentiful day. Bye!